My core idea of accompaniment is inspired by the word collaboration. When working with another person or more, it requires interaction and equal presence. Even though we are called the piano accompanists, I think that in order to make wonderful music, it requires effort from everyone. In this video, I will talk about 4 aspects of piano accompaniment: preparation, my expectation of another person, rehearsal, and finally, performance. Preparation. First, determine if this accompaniment part is written for the piano or if it is an orchestral reduction. If it is written for the piano, I would recommend that you try your best to play every single note. But if it is an orchestral reduction, sometimes you would have to omit some notes. You would have to revoice or even rearrange part of it just to make your hand comfortable. Learn the piano accompaniment like how you would with any other piano pieces. Learn the correct notes, correct rhythm, musical expression markings, and musical phrases. Since you are accompanying someone else, always be flexible. They might need to breathe at the start of a phrase, or they have to do some rubato. Be flexible. The word rubato came from Italian rubare, which means to rob. In music, it simply means that we stretch a few notes or phrases that we want to highlight without deviating too far from the original rhythm. The easiest example would be at the end of a musical phrase, we need a little bit of extra time to taper down naturally. If you are an advanced piano accompanist, I would recommend that you focus a little bit more on the bass because it provides 2 things. One is a steady pulse for the singer. Secondly, it helps them to tune themselves throughout the music. Next, expectation. This is my expectation of the person whom I'm accompanying. So in this case, it's Jamie, the singer. Singers should know their tempo. Singers should be able to count for prelude and interlude. Therefore, they should know their entrances. Singers should be able to keep a steady pulse throughout the performance, unless they need some time to start a phrase or for rubato.
Hello, I'm soloist lah. Have you heard about 𝗏𝗃? You just follow me lah. You cannot follow me, is it?
Unless we are performing a modern piece, which requires a fluctuating tempo. I'm being a little bit sarcastic in this point. I've yet to encounter any contemporary pieces that requires a fluctuating tempo. In a way, I'm saying that please keep a steady pulse throughout the music. Any overly inconsistent in tempo or rhythm is considered a bad performance. Speaking of contemporary pieces, I think that they actually requires a strict tempo and accurate rhythm to make them work, no matter how crazy they get. If you are an advanced singer, I would expect that you know a little bit of the piano accompaniment, like the bass and the harmony, because it helps you to tune, like I mentioned before. And for the harmony, it helps you with your interpretation. Next, rehearsal. Rehearsal is very similar to my expectation. What's the tempo? Any tempo changes throughout the music? Rubato, any specific spots with rubato? How do we start? Do we start together? Or there is a piano prelude? During the rehearsal, it is important to rehearse the transitions because we need to get used to the tempo and mood change. If anyone made a mistake, be ready to communicate and solve the problems together. If you are an advanced pianist, sometimes there are mistakes that could not be fixed. You would have to find ways to cover it up, especially during the performance. Finally, performance. Listen, listen, and listen. Anything could happen during the performance. Sometimes they get anxious or they made a mistake. If they commit to a serious mistake, you can always loop a measure or 2, or you have to keep playing until they find their way back. And of course, enjoy the performance. It's very different from rehearsal. So these are some of my tips on piano accompaniment. Hope that it helped you guys a lot.